Okay, three interesting things happened today. First, we found out that the Trump administration's about to announce that Iran is in compliance with the nuclear deal and that we're going to stay in it. Okay? This after Trump went on and on about how he's going to yank us out of the deal on day one, et cetera, et cetera. He's going to rip it up. Okay? Broken campaign promise. Although I'm happy about it, but, once again, he's a liar. All right? Secondly, we find out that on Air Force One, during when talking to the press, he said that he would be fine with inviting Putin to the White House. Obviously, not right now because times are tense. But once things died down, that he would be happy to invite this person who messed with our elections and has murdered journalists and dissidents. Yeah, invite him to the White House. Okay. What? Does he not have the common sense to even know how that looks at this point? You're in the middle of this Russia thing, and you're like, yeah, I would invite Putin over for dinner. It's either that he's a lunatic or that Putin's really got something on him. He really can't say anything negative about this dude. And the third thing that happened that was interesting was that he declared on the public stage in France that he saw nothing wrong with his son's meeting with the Russians, which I'm sure drove his lawyers crazy, all right? Because it shows his mental state, mens rea, his intent, okay? Now, if he had any sense, or his son had any sense, they would have just said, look, we're stupid. We don't know we're from the business world. We didn't know it would be inappropriate to have this meeting. Hey, our bad. Whatever. But they didn't say that. They're saying a little bit of that, but they're basically doubling down, saying that, but there's nothing wrong with the meeting. Anybody would have done that. And the reason they're doing that is because it's either they find it impossible to admit they were wrong or made a mistake, or they really believe that this was okay. They really believe that it was okay to get dirt from a foreign power to influence our U.S. elections. And I am prone to believe the latter. I think that their mind state is that there was nothing wrong with it because they're too stupid to realize how horrific, inappropriate, unethical, and potentially treasonous this could be. Yes, I'm using the T word, okay? Because we don't know how far this went. And they had Paul Manafort, an expert in all of these things, right at their side, and he should have told them, like, this is completely bonkers if you're going to do this. But he's complicit too. He went to the meeting, okay? So I think it drives me nuts that everyone's saying, well, nothing happened at the meeting. It happened, it only lasted a short period of time. But we don't know that. The only thing we have to tell us that is the word of Donald Duckling, who's already lied about this meeting like 4 or 5 times. There have been several iterations of what happened at the meeting. How do we not know that this was the first meeting where it all jumped off? This was the meeting where she took her cell phone, said, look at all the information I got on Hillary. I got emails and whatever. Do you want them? And he was like, what do you want in return? And she's like, well, Putin had to do this whole stupid adoption thing because your government put all these sanctions on our oligarchs, and Putin hates that because he can't strike deals with his boys, all right, because all their money's tied up, so we got to get rid of that. So tit for tat, and he's like, yeah, I love them tits and I love them tats. Let's go. And that's what happened. They made a deal. He walked out. How do we not know that's not what happened? And that's where it all started. We don't. But that's what Mueller's about to get into. That's what we're going to find out. So just remember, just because they say this happened at the meeting or that happened at the meeting, we don't know yet, okay? Because I don't trust anyone named Trump or anyone they're related to or anyone they've slept with or anyone they've done business with or anyone they've praised or anyone they've covered up for. I don't trust any of them, and neither should you. That's all. That's my little rant. Later.